All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. So I am looking at DBD and FRC on this video, but more than anything, I'm gonna talk about just why things don't work out the way they want to, right? Like there was so much reason to believe there was gonna be a big gap up there. There was a lot of reason to believe there was going to be a nice little gap up there. I mean, it's MACD looks good, RSI looks good, volume could be a little better, I guess. But again, look, I mean, RSI at least okay, I guess volume. I mean, look, there were reasons to believe it. It clearly didn't happen, and I think I'm going to talk more about the why this didn't happen, as well as obviously the technicals of what I see happening here, okay? But before we go any further, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how things are setting up. We have our 5 moving averages. There are these horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like and subscribe, it does do really well with the YouTube algorithms. But hey, even if you don't, just thank you so much for being here. And hey, feel free to share this thing too, by the way. That'd be really cool. And then look, I am not perfect. I am not all-knowing. I do not have a crystal ball here. So yeah, if your opinions are a little better than mine, just let me know what you think. And, I'd be more than happy to, if you're right, I'd be very appreciative at the very minimum. You know what I mean? So let's get into it. And look, before we get into the technicals, I think it's important to kind of talk about, I don't know why, but it does sound like DBD does have some sort of connection to the bankings. Obviously FRC does, right? And I don't think people have been talking about the banking sector much. And yeah, we're not talking about bad anymore, but I don't think people are talking about good anymore. And that might be one reason it's not going up. Because again, you do need volume. Like this big chunk here is what made this violently move down, right? If we wanted that same violent up on the gap fill, we really did need those to at least be in the 15 millions, right? Maybe not even 10 million, right? Because this thing was, yeah, it needed to be here in terms of volume, right? So just something to consider, in that, right? Real quick, I also see this. I don't normally draw trend lines, but what does this bad boy look like? It's that. Okay, no, not really. I wasn't sure if like it was maybe something like that or something, but no, I wouldn't say a trend line stopped it at all. So, okay, let's get into the technicals. And look, one more time in terms of like, I know it's sad that this didn't go up. And again, these are well worth looking for, all right? I don't want you to feel too bad that it didn't happen, because look, end of the day, I always say it, right? There's no such thing as guaranteed. There's no such thing as safe. But I promise you, if you can find these and you can get your money in on this, like maybe 6 out of 10 times, let's just say a little bit more than half, it really should go up. And look, all we're doing here is trying to be like Vegas, right? Vegas makes billions every day on the sheer fact that their odds are like 52% to 48. Maybe some are like 51-ish, maybe some are like 55-ish, but end of the day, they only have like a small advantage. Otherwise, obviously, why would people go and throw their money there, right? Like, yeah, maybe we're in a moment where, we're the dealer, someone's sitting in front of us with a 2, we've got a 10 up, but for whatever reason, they had a 9 under there, they doubled down, they hit a 10, all right, they got 21, we'll pay them out, but we'll make this up in the long run. And in that story, I hope you realize that we're the casino. Like, we are not the player sitting down making little gambles. Like, we are looking for these to find the edge and make us the casino, all right? So just remember that, all right? End of the day, though, look, we're actually still over the 8 moving average, which is still really good. I'm going to click right here. Look, we're actually still over 50% candle, right? Obviously, I would have loved to have been over 50% of this candle, but hey, you can't win them all, right? But still over the 8, still over that 50%. End of the day, it really is about staying over the 8, hopefully bouncing and going on up, right? I really don't like that we lost this 112 line. I will say that for sure. Let me just zoom out and see. Interesting. Okay. So we had that at about there. I'm going to leave that there. I just wanted to see what it looked like if I lowered it right there. I'm just going to end up keeping it. Yeah, look, I don't have too much to say because look, as I zoom in, we're actually starting to see the MACD peak up, right? We still do have RSI green on top. I do wish there was a little volume. I mean, this isn't bad. It's actually still, since it broke the 8 up, right? It's obviously not doing the gap fill that we wanted, but I don't have too many reasons to say why other than, you know, dang, right? Like the RSI isn't that high. There's definitely no reason to call it oversold. It's actually kind of, you know, it's not overbought. It's actually kind of on the oversold side and it should be going up. What does the weekly look like? Yeah, even the weekly. Because last week we smashed this candle. Look, I think as long as we can stay over 108, which is the top of this candle, what's 108 right here? Is that what you are? The 104. I think staying above 104 to 108 still makes this relatively bullish because end of the day, there's still a lot of reason to believe this gap fill will hit. Maybe not even the whole thing, maybe just at least to the 20 moving average, right? But let's see if it hits 104 and then bounces up. Obviously, you cannot go lower than 96 cents. I would be for real scared at like 90, 95 cents, right? Because remember, this bad boy, I believe, is in all-time lows after that candle, right? Sorry, I'm just zooming out to make sure. Yeah, it for sure is, right? So lose it, and that is super bad. I'll draw that one off the daily, but you cannot lose this one. All right, because losing this one, I don't think this is going to hold. Oh, sorry. I'm going to put it, all right, you know what? Let's keep it on the bottom. That's right. That's fine. We'll call it 89 cents. Again, don't lose 96, that's for sure. But we'll call 89 cents the death line. I'm actually really good with that. So, again, still technically bullish, but end of the day, I'm more disappointed that it didn't happen. But remember, Vegas has to pay out some players every now and then, and I really think that's all that happened here. Just find these. Don't get disappointed. Obviously, get disappointed because you didn't make money. I'm not saying, you know, don't adjust your trade strategy, but yeah, this should have done better for sure. FRC, the exact same story, right? Not quite the same story because, again, DBD actually started to go up, right? It breaks the 8. It actually starts moving on up. It's starting to break these little shitty candles over here, right? Again, green outline is better than green filled in, all right? And if you watch my how to set up your technical indicators, that'll make a lot more sense to you. But this hasn't quite done it. This was a really important one. Yesterday was close. Yesterday kept it because this breaks the 8. This confirms. This gets us over the biggest green one. I think not getting 50% candle might have been what it was. But yeah, I'm actually very surprised this went 5% down instead of going to maybe 20 bucks, if not all the way to 25 or 30, right? So again, look, MACD still looks good, RSI still looks good, just volume's not there, and volume is king, and you can see it. Volume's been on like a nasty little downtrend, right? Like, you're not going to do much when your volume looks like that, but are we under the 8? I think we are, right? Oh shit, we're not. The 8 moving average is at 1375. This bad boy closes at 1379. We are still, look at that. Look at that. We're still technically over it. Obviously, we lost more of that candle than I wanted to. Look, it's one of those things, and it's the exact same thing I said on the last one. I mean, we'll make the money line, right? Which one are we going to call the money line? I think it's going to have to be that one, right? Yeah, 14, is that where you close? Give or take, yeah, 1460, we'll call it 1452. I'm okay with that. 1452 is the money line. I'm gonna set an alert at 1450. Let me just, yeah, why not? It's okay, don't be greedy. 1453, I'm good with that. Let me know. 14, not 15, shit, my bad. Look, an alert is not an immediate buying notification, but yeah, still a lot of reason to believe it'll happen, right? But we're not here to buy and cross our fingers. We're here to use the 8 moving average, use these resistance lines, use the candles to the left, and make sure when it's going on the right side, it's going up, 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 all right? I hope I said that well. But end of the day, look, I appreciate you guys so much. I really would love to hear your opinions if you disagree. Otherwise, hey, more videos are coming. Thank you.